Chapter 1, the French society during the late 18th century. Right? So in the previous video, we have seen that there was lot of unrest in France and revolution broke out because of certain reasons. So now let us find out what was the actual reason for all these things. So we have to go to the story in a flashback. So let us see, in 1774, what happened in France. Bourbon family was ruling, as France had a monarchy system. So in 1774, Louis XVI, Prince of Bourbon family, he ascended the throne at the age of 20 years. And at the same age, he got married to the Austrian Princess Marie Antoinette. Right? So when he sat on the throne, he was quite young to get the throne, as well as he got married. But when he ascended the throne, he found that the treasury of the France was empty. Right? So it created a lot of difficulty for him to control the situation in France. So let us find out the reason why the treasury was empty, which is very, very important. And in exam also this question comes for 5 marks. So you should know 5 reasons why the treasury was empty. So let us see here. First reason is long wars. Now France was indulged in war for the several years. So that was one reason. Because of the war, lot of money was spent and the treasury was becoming drained. Then next was Prince and Princess, or King and Queen. Both of them were extravagant spendthrift. So to manage the extravagant palace, they have to spend money for the maintenance of the palace. So that also requires certain money, which was being utilized from the French treasury. Then third point is that France, because America was fighting for war of independence with Britain, and Britain was a common enemy of France and America. So France helped American colonies for the independence war. So in helping that also, again they have to indulge in war. So again the money spent. Now for these on war, already France have got loan of 1 billion livre. But what's happened, that this loan was increased to 2 billion livres. Right? And the rate of interest also people increase that up to the 10%. So we can see here that already loan was there. Now the loan increased, as well as the rate of interest was also increased here. Then fifth reason. Fifth reason is other expenses. Now to maintain a palace or maintain entire administration, we have to look after the government offices, schools, universities. So all that also required expenses. So these are the 5 reasons because of which the treasury of France became empty. Right? At the time when Louis XVI ascended the throne. Now the second aspect, second reason, this can be the one reason for the French Revolution which broke out in 1789, and another reason can be the society. Let us know about what kind of a society was in France, because it also played a very, very crucial role in breaking the revolution. So society of states. There was here the society was divided into 3 states. So that is why here we have got society of states. So let us see here. First state was clergy. Right? Clergy in this church belonged to. So people, priests, and bishop, all these people, they came into the first state. And in the second state, there it was of nobles, where king and all the government officials of king belongs to the noble categories. Right? Then third state, again it was further divided into 3 parts. In first part, big businessmen, merchant, officials, lawyers come. And then in second part, peasants, artisans, they were there. And third part, small peasants, landless laborers, and servants came. Right? So now what is harm in it? The pattern of the society was like this, but harm was that these 2 states, they have got certain special privileges. Right? As it was a feudal system, so they both collected taxes and they themselves were exempted from the tax. So taxing tithe was collected by the first state, and the tax tail was collected by the second state, as well as third state were the only state who was the taxpayer. Now apart from that, total population of this state was 90%, whereas the population of these two states were 10%. But when we talk about land, 60% of the land was owned by these two states, whereas only 40% of the land was with the peasants or with the third state. So you can see the difference. Population is 90% and only they were the owner of 40%. That is why here we can see landless labor, those who work with nobles or with clergy. And here you can see population was only just 10%, but the land which they owned was approximately 60%. So this much differentiation in the society and then empty treasury. So these can be the two reasons for the revolution broke out. And one more thing, as we know, the revolution broke out in 1789 and before that. So the time period till 1789 when the French Revolution broke out, it is called Old Regime. Right? So this time period is known as Old Regime.